Welcome back to the floor of the CME Group here in Chicago, Monday, March 14th. I'm Killer from Treasury Curve. Treasury Curve is an institutional money market portal. We assist firms in their overnight cash management. Let's get into the zone, baby. The CMZ on this Monday. A lot of moving parts. Clearly a tragedy in Japan. Hearts go out to all those over there. There's a lot of components we truly don't understand right now. We're calling this the three-headed monster. You know, obviously we had the earthquake, a 9.0. They just upgraded from 8.9 to 9.0. We also have the tsunami. Devastating footage. You really see that footage, disheartening footage to see the way that came in. It was 30-foot wall of water moving 300 miles per hour. Just imagine that, folks. And finally, the third head of this monster is the nuclear components. We are having nuclear plants right now having meltdowns. There's 6 of them over there that they've kind of put on the emergency alert. There's 55 total in Japan, but I think the 6 that they're talking about outside of Tokyo, we're hearing about blasts. There's been 2 nuclear blasts. So this is all kind of real time, so we have to take this data in and process it. So be alert today trading, because all these moving parts are really going to make a move in the market. We're currently seeing the S&P getting crushed right now, only down 1% though. You know, it's about 16, 17 handles off, where the Nikkei was down over 6%. You know, I think we're going to continue to look at oil. Oil is currently down about $1.50, and obviously Japan being the 3rd largest importer, that supply, that is why we're seeing that. However, what is the recovery situation over there? Obviously the Bank of Japan stepped in and pumped some money in there to try and stem the bleeding over there essentially, but we're going to see how this all translates into oil, because all trading oils continue, all eyes continue to be on oil. Finally, you know, I think we're seeing, you know, this treasury situation. You know, this is a big question, the topic of the day. Obviously, is Uncle Ben now seeing the fact that they need to borrow money over there? Is that going to tap into our borrowing power? So how does this work out? Is QE3 back on the table? There's been talk about QE3. Is Uncle Ben going to put his foot on that gas one more time? We will see. But this is definitely making the whole situation talked about today. You know, on the treasuries here, we're seeing them buy the short end of the curve. They came in and really bought it. That flight to quality we talked about in that 2-year and 5-year, and in the 10-year as well. Not so much in the 30 as well as the Ultra Bond, but that 10-year we're seeing a range of 119, 17.5 up to 120, 13.5. That 100-day is coming in at 120.08, and the 200-day is 120.16. If we rock above that 120.16, all bets are off. We can see those yields work their way back down to 3.25%, possibly 3% initially. S&P. Everything's looking across to Japan. You know, the down 6% in the Nikkei. Where is that going to put the S&P today? Over last week, we saw that low of 1278, and we're going to see if we can back and fill on the chart there. Currently trading about 83 right now, so the S&P's got a lot of choppiness to it. But I tweeted this morning, you can get me at my Twitter account, @TheKiller. I tweeted this morning that the 50-day moving average was 1296, and that 1296 really was a nice ceiling. We kind of went up there, tested that 95, 95.25, and came off and made some new lows. So be agile, be nimble in this S&P market today. It could be ferocious, folks. We are having data coming out real time, so as that data comes out, you don't want to get caught the wrong way, and you do not want to be stubborn. Finally, the euro currency. You know, the euro currency, we're seeing a little pop in it this morning with everything going on in Japan, and that weekly pivot is coming in at 138.72. You know, that trend line, there's a nice trend line of resistance above at 140.52. Underneath, way down at 135.61 is the 50-day, and finally the 135.03 is the 100-day. So maybe we see this trade. It's been a pretty muted trade in the euro currency. Not a lot of attention there, but obviously all that sovereign debt, all those issues are still there. So good luck today from the floor of the CME Group here in Chicago. I'm Killer. Remember this week, be the hammer, not the nail.